Hi everybody, this is Coach Jen and I'm here with Sydney. She's going to be my model today. I am doing the New York Icons Gym makeup tutorial for all of you so you can see how to do the makeup for all the cheer competitions this year. It's very straightforward. In your kit you're going to see these pieces right here. You should all have a liquid black eyeliner. On top of the liquid eyeliner also comes a cream liner that rolls up like that, and we'll be using that as well. You're going to have a black matte shadow, a blush, some loose glitter. This is a cream gold shadow, and you have a nice bright red lipstick. You'll also be seeing me use a couple items that aren't in the kit that we can offer as add-ons if you want to really enhance the look. So right now, Sydney, if you want it nice and close and see, we're going to be working on one side of her face. We already have her eye primed. We do not have a primer in the kit, but we can offer a primer out to you if you don't have one already. It really is nice to do because it makes the eyelid all one color, and it does help to keep everything on as long as it possibly can. You'll also notice this eyebrow is filled in a little bit. If you compare it to the other side, you'll notice it a little better. And that's also going to help shape and frame the eye and give you a nice big area to work with. Sometimes it's hard to see where the brow and the eyelid all have their shape if it's not filled in perfectly, especially on more fair skin and light hair. Okay, so when I start, I actually don't put foundation on when I do the eye look because we're going to be using black, we're going to be using glitter. Sometimes that can fall down underneath the cheeks and it can get a little bit messy. So if you do wear foundation, it would be best to put it on after you're done with the eye look. Also, it also helps if you don't wear foundation because you can just take eye makeup remover and wipe away any fallout. That may not happen anyway, but if it does, it gives you the ability to take it away without ruining your look. So we are going to start with the black. And what I'm going to do is take a brush like this that's going to have a little bit more of a dense top. That way you can place the product pretty intensely right into the crease. So you're just going to dab it in, tap off any excess, chin up just a little bit. And you really want to be able to see where that crease is. So if you want, open your eyes, Sydney, look straight on. You can find their crease right there by having them open their eye. Go ahead and close. Now that you know where it is, just pop it right into the socket of the eye. And you can see I'm dabbing it to get that intense color. And then I'm going to take it, she's laughing at me. Then I'm going to take it with a brush that's a little bit fluffier like that. It has more of a domed appearance and it has a really loose bristle. Because what you're going to do is you're going to now take round circular motions and windshield wiper that back and forth through the crease because you want to get a nice strong blend. No harsh edges. The idea is to be nice and seamless between the colors that we're putting on. And a little goes a long, long way, as you can see. Probably tickles. It does. It does. If you have little ones that you're doing this to, laying them down is a good tip because they may not squirm as much on you. So lay them right down on the bed or wherever's comfortable for them. Again, you can do some of this with their eyes open. So go ahead, Sydney, and she can keep her eye open while I do a lot of the smudging. So if they're tired of keeping their eyes closed, don't be afraid to let them do that. And really, again, the circular motions, the more the better because that will give you the best blend possible. You can really see I'm just taking it right where it was saturated, and I didn't put any of the black on this brush. I used it dry and clean. Okay, and we're going to have the camera get nice and close in there so you can see how that looks. Next, you're going to go right in with that gold cream. It's this stuff right here. And I recommend taking what everybody knows as to be a concealer brush, but it's pretty much any flat synthetic brush. I like to dab it in the top of my cap just to get any excess off, and then she's going to close her eye and you're literally going to just wipe it over the entire lid. You're going to use this to adhere the gold loose glitter to, so you don't want it to be too thinned out, too sheared out, or else you won't get that stick, but you also don't want to load it on too heavily either. You should have a nice happy medium because you don't want it to crease up on you and move around, as it is still a cream. Next, I'm going to take that loose glitter. I actually think it's easy just to use your finger with this very, very lightly. I'm actually going to use it out of the cap just like I did when I dabbed the gold cream. I like to dab it into the cap. You barely need any. That's why if you think there's, not a lot and you're nervous, do not worry. This goes so far. You should have this and then some. And I'm just taking it from the cap. I'm not even going back in to where it is. I'm taking it right from the cap. And chin up. We're gonna really try to get up into the light so you can see it shimmer. So if you want, you can go back in and add a little bit more where you need it, or where you want to get a little more glitter in the inner corner. It's always pretty. But this is very fine. It's not like the glitter you would find at Michael's or even some other cheer makeup places. It's extremely finely milled and ophthalmologist tested, so it's really good for anybody's skin. The next step, which is probably the scariest step for most of you, especially with toddlers, is going to be your liquid liner. A trick that I like to teach people with doing a wing is I like to show you how to connect the dots. So a little dot right in the inner corner, and have you look straight at the camera for me, Sid. You're going to do your next dot right where the color of the eye starts. Then, of course, right in the center of the pupil. Another one on the other side where the color ends. One on the end of the lash line. And then you're going to do your last one right in the crease, right in the middle there, where you would put the black shadow. So now she's just got a bunch of dots that we're going to connect together and make a winged line. And I'm going to start connecting these two. So you're going to have to close their eyes and connect that first dot on a diagonal. You can go over it a couple times. Make sure you get it right. You can see we're just going to drag it across. You can notice too, it's easier, believe it or not, to do little dash strokes because it allows your eyeliner to go on a little bit straighter than if you were to just keep dragging it across. And then we're going to go right in that inner corner and finish connecting the other direction. You'll notice I do take my pen and I move it in different angles, different directions. You don't have to stay exactly the same direction the whole time, this way or that way. Move it where your wrist is comfortable so that you can get the straightest line you can. Okay, take a look at that a little bit closer. That's how you're going to do that. And then from there, you're going to use the cream liner. I call it a cream liner, but it's not like a pencil liner because it just rolls right up and retracts back down. You're going to look up and over. You're going to use this one in the waterline. So I like to just take my finger and push it right into the under eye, and you're going to just pencil it right in. This is the hardest part, and for her, she's had me do her makeup before, and it's still every time difficult for anyone to be in your eyeballs like that. So give them a chance to blink. Okay, look up. Work it into the waterline, and then you're going to take it all the way in the inner corner, same thing. From there, you're going to use a little bit of your cream eyeshadow, and you're going to run that underneath the eyeliner. And I like to, again, do that with this brush, especially with the pointed part of this brush. You can get really close to the lash line. So look up, and you're going to start in the inner corner and just follow right underneath the line you just made with the eyeliner. Just being very conservative with it. That's why I keep going back in with it. So always start with a little and go back in with more when you want more. If you did have some fallout or some black or glitter kind of come underneath there, this is where you can really clean that up and wipe it with your foundation and get that nice flawless finish under the eyes. Or you can take makeup remover, whatever is easier for you if you're not doing foundation. Again, we're just doing half the face, so we're only going to go this far right now. So we're going to add the blush. We're ready for blush. It's that Peach Sheen blush that you have in your kit. And I'm going to just dab it. It actually has a ton of pigment, so tap off any excess. She's going to chin up for me. You smile, show them where the apples of your cheeks are, because that's where you're going to pop the blush. Bronzer will go back here. Highlighter will go above. Your blush color is going to go right on the apples of your cheeks. And again, blend it with round circular motions. If you do these back and forth, you're going to look like you have a stripe on your face. And you want it to be as blended and as soft as possible, but with enough intensity right in the apple of the cheek. So that's where you want most of your color to be saturated. Okay, that's everything that's in your kit at this point. Right now, I'm going to add to her look with a little bronzer. So we're gonna put that from the back of the ear, and we're gonna downward strokes, just chiseling in her cheekbone with that. And then I'm gonna put a little bit in her hairline. This is great for being on stage. It just adds to the effect of the performance. Gives you a really flawless look. It makes your face stand out. When you do under the jawline, you come from behind the ear and down into the neck, and then really brush downward. This one you want to be very, very blended because you don't want that line where it doesn't match your face or your neck. So lots and lots of blending. That's the key for all makeup, guys. If you feel like you're doing it wrong, just go back and blend. Then I'm gonna take a highlighter. We'll offer this too as an extra add-on, and you're gonna pop that right on top of the cheekbone. And this is gonna be really fun on stage under all the bright lights. You can really see the cheekbone shimmer. And I sometimes take this down on the top of the nose too. Okay. Last but not least is the lips. Sometimes if I don't have a lip primer or a lip liner, which you are gonna have a lip liner available as an extra, but sometimes I'll just take my foundation and run a little tiny bit right over the lips. It's a very bright red lipstick, so be very careful with applying, but it has a nice rounded tip to it, so you should just be able to take it with your natural lip. If you need a brush, definitely grab one because those are great for precision. Maybe open your mouth a little bit. Go slow with this. You can always clean it up with makeup remover. Same thing on the other side. All right, you can blot your lips together. And last but not least, I like to take a setting spray. They look like this. They're just 1 ounce bottles of waterproof mist. You have you close your eyes, and we're just gonna go over it with a little set spray and keep everything there all day.